Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to Path to Temperance. My name is Angela, and I'm an intuitive healer, channel, and energy reader. If this is your first time here, welcome. If not, of course, welcome back. So today, I'm here to remind you that you are a badass, okay? Some people in the collective really need to hear this, all right? And we go through our day-to-day life with always expecting the worst here, okay? And this has everything more or less to do with the art of attachment here. What you are attached to, feelings, thoughts, people, places, things. We are programmed to control things, to control aspects, every aspect of our life here, okay? What that in turn does is it creates unhappiness because we are setting an expectation to an outcome that may not happen. You end up what? Disappointed. Okay? I'm here today to go through the importance of the art of detachment here in any and all areas of life, right? And to remind you, you are a badass. You are powerful. You hold the power to change your life. Nobody else, no other circumstances, no outside factors. It's you. And we do need to be reminded, if you aren't already reminded, that when we stand in our power, that is when we get to create the reality that we want. Right? So it may be a little bit messy up front. We may need to create unexpected changes. We may need to detach, right? From people, places, things, all right? To create ultimate happiness and power from within. We have been subconsciously programmed societally, generationally, that we need to place our source of happiness outside of ourselves. This is the biggest misconception here in this world. Okay? You need to remember you are powerful, you are a badass, and you get to choose. Okay? No matter what happens out there. And I know it's definitely easier said than done. And it's come to my acknowledgement here today, my awareness, because it's actually something I've been working through as well. I'm constantly growing, evolving, digging. What's going on in my subconscious? Why does this keep occurring? The number one step here, beautiful souls, when you become aware of your thoughts. Okay? This is what is going to show you where you are in line in life right now. Okay? When you are able to become aware in the moment of any said thought, that's when you become conscious of the thought, right? This is how we're going to turn everything around. To turn our thought processes around, we have to first know what we're thinking. 95% of our life, our day-to-day things, how we process, how we reflect and project is all subconscious here. Very, very important. You hear me speak on that quite often, especially if you follow me regularly, right? And with all of this being said, the way that we are subconsciously programmed, it is how we have gone out into the world, attached ourselves to certain people, places, things, right? And then we're giving that said person, place, or thing our power. And then when it doesn't work out, we feel powerless. It didn't work out the way that we expected, right? Throw all of that out the window. And this is what we're going to be speaking on today because it's so important. The art of detachment will help us stand back into our power here. Okay. Now, I did come across a YouTube reader that gave me a very big aha moment because I have been working on detachment in all areas of my life for some time now here. Okay. And there's certain areas where I have let things go. It is no longer with me, right? I do not expect or try to create any certain said outcome here, okay? But something that did really trigger me and say, wow, that makes sense, is we get attached to said things, nouns, right? Because of our need for validation and approval. And it makes total sense, okay? When we attach ourselves, this could be attachment styles come in many forms, and the two most popular here are anxious and avoidant styles here of attachment. And the reason that we attach ourselves to things is because we are seeking that approval. So my specific reason for my anxious attachment style is because I always seeked approval from my parents. I got it a little bit more from my mom than I did my dad, but subconsciously, I was seeking approval in life. So I would attach to everything with that form of sense of control. Trying to feel that if I had a sense of control, if I was able to attach myself to something, then I would feel approved and validated. This is where the rewiring needs to begin. This is where the tower moment starts, where we crumble this foundation. Ask yourself right now here, beautiful souls, who or what is probably a who are you seeking approval and or validation from? And this is usually most likely going to stem from childhood. Think now, the first thing that comes to mind is going to be your number one. That's your answer here to get you started. Okay? Who did you need or seek approval from as a child and did not receive it? This is where your attachment style is from. Okay? And in that subconscious programming alone, that person took our power from us. Okay? We now are looking externally to feel that validation or that approval, right? So when we become aware that any said, usually person, place, or thing, if we let go of the need of approval and or validation from these people or places or things, we can release attachment. We do not need to attach to anything outside of ourselves. And it is very tricky to get there. I understand. But that's why I'm here, beautiful souls. Okay, so let's get into some cards here. I pulled out my feminine archangel deck today. All right, and okay, on the bottom, expect the best. Okay, we have been so societally programmed to expect the worst. Beautiful butterfly that just flew by. Okay, metamorphosis. Okay, this is going to be our first step. Become aware of our thoughts, become aware of what type of attachment style you have, and then what said noun is it attached to. Okay, who or what are you seeking approval from? And when we release that need, yes, you're probably going to have to do some shadow work. You're going to have to get a paper and pen. You're going to have to get this out and rewire the way that this is programmed for you. It is going to set you free to change your frame of mind to then expect the best. Okay. And again, this is not really about expectations. We are trying. We are, the bottom line to get to is to release the expectations here. There should be no more expectations here. To go with the flow. What happens, what happens. What's meant to happen is what will happen here. And, over my journey here, as I've practiced integrating that back into my subconscious, rewriting, releasing expectations, releasing outcomes here, it does get easier. Okay. Okay, open your heart. And that's another thing that's going to be in line here. Okay. Many of us live with a closed heart, right? A closed heart, stark, it's cold. There's no flow, right? There's no compassion, empathy, unconditional love, forgiveness, self acceptance. And then what does that do? That creates us attaching to things outside of ourselves, trying to fill a need, making us feel whole or loved or bring us feelings of love, right? That is not within us. So my beautiful angel spirit guide ancestors to the highest my light and decree on my beautiful higher self. With all this being said, what can we tell my beautiful viewer about reminding them they are a badass, that they hold the power within, and to really help all of us truly look at our attachment styles and how we can really begin reprogramming this here. Reprogramming. I'm being like a house analogy here, okay? So this is definitely going to have a lot to do with our root chakra, our feelings of safety, security, our needs being met, right? Because even if we are going back to childhood, if all of your needs were not met as a child here, basic nurturing, affection, affirmations. I mean, this is where even our love languages begin forming as children here, okay? Like I know for a fact my son Declan, one of his love languages is acts of service. I'm trying to teach my son's independence. He constantly asks me, Mommy, can you get this for me? And it's literally like a foot away from him. Buddy, you can get it yourself. But to him, me getting it for him is showing him that I love him. Okay. So we have to learn to, of course, always balance here. I'm still teaching and integrating this independence, but it has also taught me that acts of service for my son show him, meets his need here, right? I don't know if that's a little off topic, but it is coming back to the home, the root, the foundation of ourself here that is built in very, very early childhood. Okay. And it's very important that we look at our inner child here, especially when we're dealing with feelings of wanting approval and wanting validation, and how we felt as a child, how we were cared for, how our needs were met or were not met here. Okay. And then look at, after all of that shuffling on the bottom of the deck, open your heart. Okay? If we live with the closed heart chakra, beautiful souls, we are stopping ourselves from a lot of happiness. We're going to live in grief and fear and pain for much longer than we need to. Share your gifts, zoom out and relax. Okay. So as I kind of mentioned in the very, very beginning, right? Like we have to start being conscious of our thoughts in immediate moment, right? To zoom out and see, consciously take a look. So what had come out here is share your gifts, speak your truth, and raise your vibration. Okay. So of course, when we are talking about set attachments here, right? When we are trying to come back to ourselves, bring our power and our energy back within, we have to start integrating certain things back into our life here, okay? Ultimately, when we begin bringing our power back to us, when we stop needing outside validation and approval, it's one automatically going to raise our vibration. We are no longer putting our energy and our power out to another said noun. Okay. Many of you have gifts that you are, if our heart is closed, we cannot open up to the power of our divinity. Everybody is blessed with certain abilities, psychic gifts, spiritual gifts. We all have them. We are all light beings. This earth, this planet right now, and it's funny because earlier when I was journaling and I was talking and I was, kind of writing out about all of this stuff with the art of detachment for myself, massive lesson in my family. And then I got a download that it's not only me, it's all of my siblings. We're all star seeds. We all came down to learn a core lesson of standing on our own 2 feet, okay? Because we were all raised with deep, deep codependency wounds. Number one lesson for all of us siblings is to break out of that. Okay. And what does that mean? Release attachments to our parents, the approval, the validation, right? Because if we stay stuck in that paradigm, in that limiting belief, in that limiting thought pattern here, beautiful souls, we are not able to fully tap into our gifts and understand the bigger picture, right? The zoom out and see that we are all guardians of this planet exactly at this time. We all came here for a specific reason and purpose. And that comes to you when you begin opening your heart, releasing the attachment, giving your own self the approval and validation that you need. And by doing that, a part of that is to start speaking your truth. How can you be honest with yourself right now in this moment here, beautiful souls? What are you attached to? Who are you looking for validation, for approval? And most likely it stems from childhood. Again, parents, right? In today's society, both parents are working most of the time. Children crave that nurturing and that affection and attention, right? If children do not have their basic needs met from a child, this is where that stems from. Okay, my mom was a stay at home mom most of our life growing up, right? But at the end of the day, what ended up happening with that, I mean, there's always some sort of repercussion, right? And a majority of the time, everybody is quote unquote asleep, right? So my parents did things unconsciously, right? But at the same time, what ended up happening here was she raised very codependent children. And now, this was one of the biggest lessons for myself as well. Speak my truth. And it's funny, I'm talking about childhood here, beautiful souls. Children, our childhood, this is where the source of this attachment is. Our basic needs. And the search for approval. Growing up, my parents never told me they were proud of me. Maybe once in a blue moon. Every night before my boys go to sleep, I'm proud of you guys. Anytime they do something I'm proud of, fantastic job. You're doing amazing. Encouragement here, basic needs, especially for children. If we do not receive them here, beautiful souls, what are we looking for? We're looking for outside things here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and clarify these cards here. Okay, with the Fool, we have to break free, beautiful souls. We cannot stay stuck in this limiting thought process here and making ourselves feel powerless due to attachments and seeking outside approval. Okay? Detachment. The art of detachment will literally set you free from pain, from expectations, from putting so much focus and control on things that do not need to be controlled. Many of us in this life, we don't know how to trust ourselves. Some of us don't even trust our family. So of course, how would you trust something you can't see, right? How would you trust the universe, the divine, God? I mean, many people do. But at the same time, there is still too much earthly detachments here where we're not being 100% honest with ourselves here. We're not able to truly set ourselves free. I'm getting like a tickle in my throat. This is a lot of throat chakra here, okay? I'm not saying we need to go, to our parents, telling them, you guys did crazy things to us, No, this is not what I'm saying. I'm telling you guys that it's time to take an honest look at your childhood. What are you attached to? That one question, that one step is going to take you very far. Okay. So my beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors, the highest white light, and decree only my beautiful higher self. What can we tell my beautiful viewer here about these beautiful cards we have here in regards to the art of detachment and really letting all of us know and get back into a form of empowerment here? New earth, share your gifts. We are coming into the new earth here, okay? It is already happening. And I know that I've spoke on this a couple times. The Schumann resonance here recently, massive ascension symptoms. And I actually even needed help getting myself through that ascension there, okay? There was massive light codes, DNA upgrades, okay? And I mentioned in one of my past videos here, I got horribly sick over the weekend right as that happened here. It was my body releasing those toxins, those dense energies here that I needed to release, right? To reprogram my DNA for new earth, right? Look, love. And it comes back to the heart chakra, right? We've been kind of bringing up this heart chakra where we need to be honest with ourselves and where in our life have we become attached to validation or approval through love, right? And as I'm clarifying new earth and sharing our gifts, it comes from love. And if we have a blocked heart chakra, expecting outcomes that may possibly not aren't supposed to be played out per se, right? Look at the tower. Didn't I say I saw the tower earlier? The home, the foundation needs to be crashed down, down. Thank you so much for backing me up, beautiful spirit team. Okay? We have to create this sudden change. Look, if you want wish fulfillments and healing, this is destiny. This is alignment here, beautiful souls. New earth, okay? We are in the process. Many of us are transitioning into the fifth dimension with the new earth. As we speak, we are being upgraded. We are being sent light codes to help us awaken, to help us see the bigger picture, to zoom out and relax, to release these attachments, to begin healing and aligning with our destiny. We have to drop the ego here, okay? Because the Nine of Cups gives me ego sometimes, okay? Especially you can even see her on the card. She's like, you know? If we live too much in the ego, there's no way we can reach our heart space because then we are just too overwhelmed with thoughts. We're not living from our feelings. What is true to us and how we feel? That's how we're going to be able to tap into our gifts here. When is the last time that going back to kind of like the speaker truth, were you honest with yourself? Look at this. This is amazing. Pardon me. Still getting over this cold here. And a lot of throat chakra activations in regards to it, But it's time to turn the wheel in our lives here. This is fated. This is the wheel turning. And it's funny because one of the dreams that I had recently when I was sick, I woke up and I was just like, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. New Earth is causing massive shifts, destined shifts. And I feel like I'm being guided to speak on this subject because one, it's creating it's creating new beginnings. We have two aces out now, just confirming one card here, okay? But the real purpose here is that we need to start looking at what is going on in our lives and we need to start creating the sudden changes. If you are not living out of the heart space, ask yourself why. Who do you need to forgive, including yourself? Who do you need to let go of? Another butterfly, white this time. Okay, speak with your angels and your spirit guides. How can you break things down in your own life? How can you start asking yourself serious questions? What am I attached to? Why am I attached to it? Who or what did I need or seek approval and or validation from as a young child? This could even be teenage years, okay? Adolescence, you could have been 10 years old. It doesn't matter. It's all relevant because it's all a part of who we are. And it's important to look at those things. And if it's not your truth, it's time to start breaking it down and start healing, turning the wheel in your own life, opening your heart so you can begin ascending here. Okay. And I'm an ascension guide here. I'm an activator, right? So please do not hesitate to contact me. Also, please, if you'd like, go ahead and visit my website here. Link is in the description box below. I have a blog where I share my personal experiences to really, I didn't even ask a question, but we got this. Healing, right? More healing. Where I share my personal experiences to really help people see that we are not alone. We have all dealt with some form of pain and trauma that we're holding on to. And if we carry that heavy stuff, these burdens in our heart, we cannot ascend. We are staying dark and dense. Energy needs to flow. And when we're holding on to the pain, it can't move. We can think of this in like forms of water, right? They say that if water sits still for too long, right, that's when it starts growing bacteria and, germs or, however that happens. Clean water is because of movement. It needs to continue to flow. You can't drink a 5-day-old water bottle that's been sitting in your car. You are sure going to get yourself sick there, okay? That's how we have to think of it. Our energy, it needs to flow. It needs to keep moving. If we don't, right? And I speak about that as well here in regards to, our energy centers, and the clients that I work with as well. Sometimes we don't even think about how energy affects us physically. Okay, if we are holding on to pain and heartbreak for too long, it turns into literal physical ailments. We get sick. We are not flowing. It's stuck energy. Flow is very integral in this life here, and we were never taught that. I mean, I come across all sorts of stuff here now that I'm awakened, and it just makes sense. And it's so sad to say that societally, especially here in the United States, okay, they do not want us to use our intuition. They do not want us to be awake, because then we can't be controlled. That is the point of New Earth here, to release control. It is not meant to be this way. Things are changing. It is the beginning of massive change. We're at the precipice, the very beginning of everything crashing down, all of the old ways crashing down for the new to come in, for the new destined earth to be a part of how we grow up, how our future generations are raised here. By the time our grandchildren come into this world, it's going to be different. 100%. So let's talk about Speak Your Truth here, my beautiful spirit team. If you haven't already, if you're this far along, please do like and this video and subscribe to my channel, please. I would very much greatly appreciate it. Speaking your truth is stability. Is a new beginning. And it's funny, this is the second card I am clarifying, which is a different one, right? But the first clarifying card is another ace. So we've seen 3 aces in this reading so far here, okay? Luck, abundance, stability. This is the divine saying, it's time to start looking at the unknown here, okay? And remember, I've been talking about with the Speak Your Truth. This is all inner child stuff, the attachments, the subconscious programming here that we need to start becoming aware in the moment. We go through life unconscious. Everything's unknown, everything's hidden. But that's how we're playing out in the world. That's how we're moving forward. Speaking your truth is a gift. It's a gift. And it creates stability. This is just structure and stability. Stand in your truth here, and then with the moonstone on the bottom. It's time to bring in this balance here, beautiful souls, okay? New Earth is here. And when we release attachments, it allows the divine to come in and gift us. It allows the divine to work in our favor. This is the healed aspects of our masculine energy. As you know, I speak on that quite often. Raising your vibration here, my beautiful spirit team. It's a new cycle. It's a new world. A whole new world with the Empress of feminine energy, right? So this is a stable new offer of a healed masculine energy by speaking our truth, right? And raising our vibration creates a new cycle within our feminine energy, within our intuition. Using our intuition here, beautiful souls, too. I mean, this energy is usually resonates as the same for me, okay? Because the Empress is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the Empress, right? Abundant, high vibrational, intuitive, mysterious, sexy. And I'm not talking gender specific here, okay? This energy is so high vibrational. Raise your vibration. This is where we want to get. This is where we are going to have new earth. This is by opening our heart. This is by healing our masculine energies. This is releasing attachments. This is releasing outcomes. This is relaxing and being grateful and feeling abundant in the now with what we have. By crashing down all of this right? Sitting and waiting and wishing and waiting. No, it's telling you, you got to get moving. It's your turn to let go. I just heard just cut out the attachments here, okay? And I know that's easier said than done, so let's go ahead and get some clarifying cards on that. Look at with the moose and the wheel of fortune under before even shuffling. We are powerful. We get to choose what cycles we want to begin and which ones we need to end, okay? This attachment cycle needs to end. This is the universe coming to us and saying it is time for us to become independent, right? It's time for us to start paying attention to our lives. Remember, become conscious, become a conscious observer of your thoughts, of your everyday reality here. This is how we're going to be able to start shifting things. It has to start in the present moment, 2, 3, 4 on my clock. That is how we progress. What does it say? Fate, karma, cycles, forces of the universe, okay? Destiny, synchronicity. Get what you deserve. It's out of your hands. Release the attachments. We should not be holding on to anything. This is why the universe is letting us know. Release everything that you think should be, so we can come in and give you what you deserve. And if you think you deserve the worst, then yes, that's what you're going to attract. So that's why we need to tap into the heart space. That's why we need to start coming back to our heart, trusting ourselves and knowing that we are deserving of living balanced, purposeful lives, right? To be confident, to be calm and cool, time alone, to be powerful, to remind you, you are a badass. Look at, and then the lion on the bottom, okay? We have two animals coming up. Very strong, majestic animals, right? These aren't animals that you just see every day, unless maybe you're in Alaska or in a safari, right? At the zoo. And even then, you can't come close to these animals. They will pound you, right? They instill they impose some sort of fear to us because of their power. This is what the universe wants you guys to do. Stop attaching yourself, your happiness outside. Stop needing somebody or something else's approval to be independent and powerful. Your self-esteem, your pride, authority, ego, overcoming difficulties, fair, just, and devoted. This is where we come into that space. We do not need to be putting so much focus on outside said nouns. It's just nouns. Our life has been so twisted around, programmed, brainwashed to be under control. Do you constantly like being told what to do from other peers, other people? But in many ways, we have been subconsciously programmed to accept it. Okay. And I'm not saying that there doesn't need to be rules and, things that we should adhere by to keep everybody safe in the world and things of that sort here. Okay. But the way that society has brainwashed us all to believe to basically be little robots, we're powerless. That's changing. New Earth is changing that. And I'm being guided today to talk about detachment, because detachment is the number one part of this. Because if we stay attached to all these trivial things, we're not going to be able to step into our power, to find unconditional love and self-acceptance. We have to come home to ourselves. That is always the bottom line for all of my readings, my teachings here. I'm an advocate for healing, because that is my purpose, to bring people back home to themselves. I didn't even ask anything, but I'm trusting that my beautiful spirit team is giving me what I need. And they are, because then I get the download, the home earlier, the house. I'm getting a house. The foundation. It's your foundation you get to build. Not what was built prior in childhood. If you had this perfect childhood, of course, then this is not going to be resonating for you. You're probably not this far along. If this is resonating with you, it's because you understand. You're trying to understand detachment here. Because you want to change, because you want to come home, you want to have feelings of belongings, your roots, your family, safety, comfort, right? We were talking about the root chakra. It's our roots here, which, if they are not in line with new earth, need to come crashing down. The traditions, the structures, the boundaries. Do you have proper boundaries set in your life? And I spoke on that actually recently as well, because that's something that I've been working on here. These things don't happen overnight, beautiful souls, but I'm here as an ascension guide, right? As an activator. All right, 3 cards fell down here. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so we have Neptune, the ruler of enlightenment, right? Inspiration, illusion, spirituality, okay? Intuition, psychic ability, dreams, disillusion, enlightenment. We are being guided to come home to ourselves so we can start trusting our intuition. And then I have bear and crow as well. And the crow says memories, remembering a new event or happening. And then the bear is like a boss, mama bear, protective. You know, and this is really giving me like that energy of, you know, like our memories, right? Our subconscious programming. All right? They have been we have been so accustomed to living our lives unconsciously, right? So the big bosses of the world, the big mama bears of the world, right? This is also giving me like an energy of many of us during childhood, our memories, we were surrounded by very authoritative people here, okay? These people that judged us, that they coached us, but they coached us very authoritatively, right? Filled with their own anger, their own pains, their own traumas, right? How they were programmed. And that's usually what happened. This is why this is all generationally, right? So your parents raised you unconsciously the way that they were raised, right? And we're just continuing to pass all of this along to future generations. This is why it's time to stop this. New Earth is here. We need to start creating and rewriting our memories, our subconscious programming to come into a place where we are strong, where we are our own mama bear. To start bringing ourselves into safety and belonging and rooting intuition, inspiration, spirituality, grounding that here. That is New Earth. But first, we have to release all of this, the subconscious programming. The sun I just opened to the sun. Yes, that's a yes card for me. Ego, purposeful, pride. So we have ego and pride coming out twice. That's a big thing in society here, okay? Many of us were raised by our parents who, again, like as I just mentioned, raised us out of their own unconscious programming. So now we took it into life. Self-realization. Reason over instinct. When it needs to be the opposite. Yes, it needs to be the opposite because under that is the butterfly. It's time to evolve from that. Metamorphosis. It's time to be open. Embrace change. Evolution of soul. Rising up. Inspiration. Reinvent yourself. So, bottom line here, you're a badass. What can you look at today to help yourself transition out of your current circumstances, especially related to attachments? What can you detach yourself from? Detach yourself from one thing at a time. Bottom of the deck is pact, which is agreements, cycles, contracts, partnerships, trust, alliance, commit, circular, continuing on. Okay? The attachments, if we hold on to them, we're going to go round and round and round and round and round. We got to put an end to it. We had to put an end to that. Okay, beautiful souls? I mean, I can't make this stuff up, right? It's the cards that are telling the story at the same time. So just know, remember that you are powerful here, beautiful souls. You hold all that you need within. You just can't fear going within, starting to learn and understand who you are. What happened to you in childhood that took away from you? Approve yourself. You are worthy. You are valued. You are seen. You are heard. You are important and unique. You are allowed to be your authentic self. And you are allowed to expand and evolve. Remind yourself of those things. Our words are spells. So if you want to start affirming those things, say those things out loud. I am worthy. I release attachments. I am important. I do not need the approval of others. I approve myself. I give myself the validation that I need. And it's as easy as that. And watch your world shift. Watch you become a conscious observer of what then comes up after that. Because then if you have a negative or intrusive thought that is contradicting that, then you can become aware of what's happening in your subconscious mind. We just first have to become present and aware to become the conscious observer. What am I attached to and why am I attached to it, right? So, of course, I always think they're beautiful messages. Let me know what you guys thought. If you're this far along, thank you so much for being here. I'm so appreciative of you. And if you haven't already, of course, do like the video and subscribe to my channel. If you are interested in your own personal reading, please do check out my website. Link is in the description box. I offer a multitude of different types of readings. Some great ones if you want to go in depth, checking on your chakra system, see what's going on in there. Because again, we have to go within to then change what we are reflecting out, right? So until next time here, beautiful souls, love and light to you.